Welcome to another episode of Barbara Brown's Babblings, brought to you by the descendant of pontificating progenitors and generous donations from
the Family Encouragement Foundation.
Encouragement I can count on, with special thanks to the wonderfully wacky world in which I live. Today's babbling is entitled Ghosts of Critters Past. I am occasionally visited by past pets. The most tangible occurrence took place in the early 1970s. An old, bedraggled tabby just showed up one day and made himself at home. I lived in an old renovated farmhouse on several acres in the country, and his expertise at mousing was very welcome, so I encouraged him to stay. For over a year we enjoyed each other's company. He'd often tag along while I tended to my garden, or curl up in my lap purring while I had an evening glass of wine on the side deck, watching the sunset. He kept my house free of field mice, and I kept his bowl full of treats. As some mousers tend to do, he came and went as he pleased. There were days I didn't see him, and that wasn't unusual. However, if he was gone for more than a few days, I began to worry. So when I hadn't seen him in over a week, I was beginning to fear the worst. Then, after a week or so, he came sauntering in as matter-of-fact as you please. He rubbed my legs, and I offered him a fresh bowl of food, as I told him how scared he'd made me and not to do that again, as if an old Tom would listen to me. But all he seemed interested in was getting some good scritchings and head rubs. He didn't touch the food. We spent a pleasant few minutes together, and off he went again. He strolled into the garden, tail raised high, flicking its traditional jaunty goodbye, and I called after him, "You better not stay away so long this time." I'd been so relieved to see him, I mentioned it to a friend that evening at dinner. He changed the subject and seemed very pensive. I asked him what was wrong, but he said he just had a lot on his mind and wasn't ready to talk about it. I let the matter go. Over the next month or so, I would occasionally see the old Tom in the garden, and a few times he came and rubbed my legs while I was sitting in the rocker on the back porch. But he never came into the house for food or let me pet him. His visits became more and more infrequent, and I said to my friend that I thought he may have found a place with better handouts, because he seemed to be losing interest in me. My friend hemmed and hawed for a while and finally said, "Barbara, it can't be the same cat. I found him in the barn almost 2 months ago, and he died. I'm sorry, I didn't have the heart to tell you. I buried him by the fence on the other side of the garden." I really didn't know what to say. It most certainly was the same cat. But after I thought about it, I realized no one else had seen him in all that time, nor did I ever see him again after that. Stay tuned for Christy Ann's Critters and Kids Club at 3 o'clock, and Seth Marcus discloses the workings of his mind pretty much any time of the day. And don't forget, at 7 o'clock we have a very special segment on scrumptious recipes by the world-famous Mr. Grubby Cup. Thanks for listening. This has been Barbara Brown bringing you Barbara Brown's Babblings. I'll be back to babble at you by and by. Bye-bye.